Hey guys, what is up? It's your boy Big Les. I'm here with another edition of the Big Pop. This time we're going to be chatting Backlash. First things first, though, some sad news that we have to get to this week is that we lost a real trailblazer in the wrestling industry, and that is Sabu. Rest in peace to him. Condolences go out to his family and friends, and of course all his fans all around the world. Obviously, you can see representing the three most extreme letters in wrestling today, in honour of Sabu. I thought I'd start the show just by talking a little bit about him, and then we'll get into everything to do with Backlash. So, starting off is Sabu. So, born Terence Michael Brunk in December 1964. Um, Most well known for his stint in ECW, where he was a three-time world champion, tag team champion as well. Um, he did some work in FMW, had a brief stint in WWE when they did that sort of crossover and the inception of the new branded ECW, which didn't work very well and was very short lived. They soon got rid of that. Yeah, so Sabu, a real trailblazer, probably one of the most extreme wrestlers in the field of hardcore wrestling. A real sort of icon, the first one to do a lot of the barbed wire stuff, a lot of the flips and mad dives into the audience and things like that. Yeah, highly respected by the tributes that have been pouring in. His last match was WrestleMania week against Joey Janela in a barbed wire match. Why a 60-year-old man is doing a barbed wire match, I don't know, but I guess he wanted to go out on his own terms. And some of the bumps in that match are just absolutely insane. At his age, how he is taking sort of that sort of punishment on his body, it beats me. I don't know how he does it, but as I say, he went out on his own terms. Had some legendary feuds in ECW with Taz, who he actually teamed with at first when he was the Tasmaniac. And then they had a match at the first pay per view of ECW, Barely Legal '97. Great grudge match. If you've not seen it, I definitely recommend go back and watch that. It was really good. Had some great matches with Rob Van Dam. They were also a tag team as well. They had some great matches as well. Yeah, just one of those wrestlers that you just think, what is he going to do next when you watch his matches? And a real innovator of offense as well. So yeah, R.I.P. to Sabu. Sad news this week. I've got an image as well of him. It's the last known image taken of Sabu. Quite a sad image, but I'll also share a little tribute as well that I've seen put up for Sabu as well. So yeah, sad news that. So moving on to Backlash, the first PLE since WrestleMania, the 20th edition of Backlash as well in St. Louis, hometown of Randy Orton. Um, Really thought that they put a bit more meaning into this pay per view, because looking back on Backlash from the past, it's always been more important. It's been the one after WrestleMania where anything that happened at WrestleMania, they sort of wrap it up at Backlash, end the feuds, and then sort of start again afresh. I believe sometimes after Backlash, you get like the brand splits, the draws, the what do you call it, the draft. Normally comes after Backlash, if I'm correct in thinking. But this one, it just seemed like a pay per view for the sake of it. Really, don't get me wrong, the matches were good. There was some great stuff on there, but yeah, just not as important as it always used to seem to me. But I'll do a quick rundown of all the matches. So your opener is Jacob Fatu defending his US belt. That was against Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and LA Knight. Great match. This was probably my favourite match of the night. The pacing was excellent. They just come straight out the blocks on this one. A lot of offense from the start from LA Knight. Drew McIntyre a bit quiet in this one, I thought. But Jacob Fatu doing all his normal stuff, dominating. Obviously, they've carrying on the storyline, it seems, with Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest after their Sin City Street fight. Yeah, to end the match, we see the spot which was Drew McIntyre goes for some sort of suplex or his future shock DDT off some of the technical area through a bunch of tables and that. Damian Priest turns it around and the South of Heaven chokeslam is hit. Now, coming out of Backlash, the news that's sort of circulating, as you see in this spot, it's quite uncomfortable when you see the landing. Drew McIntyre's head actually bounces off the concrete, so I don't know. He was taken to a medical facility. I know he was concussed apparently, so I'm not sure how long the protocol is for how long they need to be out when it's a concussion, but we wish him well and hope he gets better soon. But yeah, nasty spill. Then we go back to the ringside area and LA Knight's on the offense. All of a sudden, out of nowhere comes Solo, and then with Solo is Jeff Cobb. His introduction to WWE, the newest member of the Bloodline, Jeff Cobb. Now, if you don't know who Jeff Cobb is, he's a former Olympian. He's done a lot of work in New Japan. He was contracted there for a while. He did one match, I think, or two in AEW, and he did some work in Ring of Honor as well. But he was a former rival of Jacob Fatu. They had a rivalry in MLW. They had a rivalry there, so Jacob Fatu not looking happy that he'd turned up, looking very confused, but then Solo offers him into the ring to take the pinfall, hits his flipping moonsault, and he's retained, so Jacob Fatu is still US champion. Next match, we've got Lyra Valkyria defending her women's IC title against Becky Lynch. An all-Irish affair, this one. Not the greatest of matches. I wasn't really into this one very much. Not because it's a women's match, before anyone says anything like it's because it's a women's match. No, it's not. Some of the women's matches that have been delivered recently have been some of the best work. So I look at WrestleMania and look at the women's triple threat match on night 2 was probably the best match on the card. So I just wasn't that interested in this one. It's not much of a build. Becky Lynch goes for an eye poke. They exchange pin attempts, and then Lyra Valkyria gets the pin. Some other news coming out of this one as well is it looks like a genuine broken nose for Lyra Valkyria as well. So I don't know whether that rules her out for any time or whether she just wears one of them protective things. I don't know. After the match, Becky Lynch looks fuming with it. Puts the disarmer on her until the officials make her leave. Retain on that one. So next up, we've got the men's IC title. Wasn't greatly interested in this one going into it, but turned out to be quite a good match. Real standout spot with Dominic Mysterio going for the suicide dive and then turning it into a flipping spinning DDT, tornado DDT on the outside. Looked a great spot. So that was the highlight of the match. Then you get Gracias. Grande Americano comes out when the referee's distracted with the bit of metal in his mask, does the headbutt, and Penta falls off the top rope, and then Dom gets the 1, 2, 3 after the frog splash. Another retain on this show. After that, we've got the attraction match, which is Pat McAfee versus Gunter. Hats off to Pat McAfee. He looks like he just tries his hardest. He's hanging with someone like Gunter, who is just the stiffest worker ever, with the hard, like those chops are just something else. It's knocked the stuffing right out of him. I mean, he tried. There was a few botches, but I mean, it's inexperience at the end of the day. And Michael Cole and Wade Barrett covered quite well for him on the commentary as well. So well done to them. And Pat McAfee's chest. Well, he showed some pictures after, and his chest was destroyed. Absolutely, just all red all over. I'll see if I can post a picture up, see if you can get a look at how bad his chest was. But he was just absolutely slapped to death. they went with the sympathy angle on this one with Michael Cole leaving the desk, pleading for him to finish the match and leave his friend. Um, in the end, he chokes him out. And then a nice little touch at the end where it looked like Gunter was showing his respect to Pat McAfee for trying to hang with him. So yeah, little show of respect at the end, which I was not expecting at all. So yeah, decent match, better than I was expecting, especially from Pat McAfee. Hats off to him as well for hanging. Maybe we'll see him in the ring again soon. I have heard some murmurings on the internet that he may be looking to become full time in the ring rather than behind the desk because of his popularity, but we'll have to see how that develops. And then finally, after that, we've got our main event of the evening, which is the champion John Cena versus the hometown boy Randy Orton, billed as their last ever match. I mean, they've had about 50,000 matches down the years, these two. It feels like I've been watching them fight each other for like the entirety of my life. I mean, this feud's just gone on for years, but yeah, it's billed as their last match then, and it wasn't a bad match, ref bump so that they can sort of go outside and get some bits in that they wouldn't be allowed to do. There was a AA spot where Randy Orton reversed the AA and he AA'd Cena through the announce desk, which didn't break, and it looked really painful on Cena's back. You could see he was wincing and he was just not happy with how he landed. AA through another table, and then another ref bump as well. Yeah, it was just, and then R-Truth came out to try and help Cena. Ends up eating an RKO. Loads of officials come down, they eat RKOs as well. In the end, Cena turns it around, and Cena still your champion. I mean, he's not going to lose his belt on his first defense. Doesn't matter if you're in your hometown or not. WWE well known for not letting people go over in their hometown. Yeah, Cena wins and retains. Not sure who's next for Cena, to be honest. I know they're going to build it to Cody at some point down the road, but I'm thinking that makes more sense at SummerSlam, somewhere like that. Yeah, it's no point having it at one of the smaller shows. Yeah, so after the match, Cena grabs a mic, climbs up on the turnbuckle and says that the one thing that he asks for is competition. He's not getting any. Where's the competition? So obviously laying out a challenge. Hopefully we find out who that is on SmackDown. So yeah, that was the end of Backlash. There was a little funny segment coming out of it as well with in a backstage press conference. R-Truth comes to speak to Cena, and Cena ends up giving him the attitude adjustment through the table. Nice little jokey spot for the press conference there. So yeah, Backlash. I mean, it's almost like a time filler pay-per-view. I mean, as I say, match quality wasn't bad. Yeah, it's just, as I say, it was just there. It was just one of those. But yeah, not bad overall. So let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the pay-per-view, where you think they should go next. We've got some more shows coming up as well. I've got a very special guest coming on to do a show with me about the top 5, our countdown of the top 5 returns to WWE. You know, people coming back from injury, things like that, or being on a layoff and coming back as a nice surprise. Yeah, the top 5 of those. I'll run down the next pay-per-view or next live event, which I think is Saturday night's main event. I'll do a little bit after that as well. And then anything that you want to see me do, I'd love to hear from you. Just comment down below, let me know. And then keep doing as you're doing, liking the videos, subscribing, and commenting. If you want to be on the show, I'd love to hear from you as well. If you've got any ideas, I'm always open to having guests on for a nice little chat. Always happy to chat wrestling, as you know. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you at the next one.
Thought I did, but then I don't feel much anymore. The strain between bad and good is a little misunderstood. Oh, and then it turns to doubt, and then you kick and scream and cast me out. And all that I know is true is I'm hollow as the ocean's blue. Lonely days that await you, shadows and grays I'll be visiting soon. Will I ever see the moon again?